Earth's Mightiest Heroes, the quintessential version of the Justice League. Hey everybody, Mount Vernon Kid here, coming to you again. As promised, my overall view of the first season of the Avengers. Probably like me and like many others, you probably watched the last 6 episodes online like I did, not waiting for till May for them to start running the episodes. Not that you're impatient, but they're just there, so you just watch them, right? So I'm here to give like I said, I was going to do a 3-part of my overview take. First is just my overview of the season. Next is things, characters, and story arcs I think they should go with, and then the last part is what I don't want to see, dislikes and stuff. Okay, so overall, guys, the first season, got to give it up to Marvel for this. Will I say this is one of Marvel's best in a long time? You're damn right I will. Because now, when you're talking to your buddy or somebody like that, and you say, the Avengers cartoon, and if your buddy or somebody says, yeah, the Avengers cartoon, I remember I used to watch that on Fox back in the 90s, you can slap them upside your head, and if they say, hey man, what'd you do that for? You can say, well, my friend the Mount Vernon Kid, Christopher Bennett, said to do that, just in case somebody ever says that. Well, there you go. But no, when you say you talk about this series. And how far was this series compared to the original Stan the Man Lee and Jack the King Kirby's run of the Avengers? Not only did they get the founding members, the first 5, Hulk, Giant Man, Ant-Man, Wasp, Thor, and Iron Man. Then they put Cap, and then they put T'Challa, and then they put Hawkeye. It was great. It was just downright great. I applaud Marvel for doing the micro episodes for people that didn't know the characters too well, like myself or you guys out there. So I applaud them for doing that. And I enjoyed the micro episodes. Artwork. I have no complaints over the artwork. I know some people had complaints saying, oh, it looks too kiddie. It looks this, But it's the same people, Film Romaine, that did the artwork for X-Men Evolution. And going back to that, I will put this up with the 90s X-Men, because this is by far one of Marvel's best. The last previous Marvel animation stuff, Wolverine X-Men, was great. It was good for what it was. I still am a little pissed off about that. Spectacular Spider-Man was good. Very good. Can't wait to Ultimate Spider-Man to see what Paul Dini can do with that. And then that pathetic Armored Wars, which is getting a 2nd season, and I don't understand why, is garbage. Okay? But this was great. Overall, great. Story arcs were great. The character development between the characters were great. The villains. Let's talk about the villains. They use more of the lesser-known villains, except for what you see right there, guys like Kang. But they used more lesser-known villains like the Serpent Society. Not everybody knows who the Serpent Society is. Not everybody knows who Grey Gargoyle is, or Griffin, or Crimson Dynamo, or Living Laser, or Whiplash. They used the female Whiplash in this. Graviton, people like that. But they used them, and they used them well. Master of Evil were used great. The character development between the heroes, you saw them really become a full functioning team, working off of each other's strengths and weaknesses. Using each other, the teamwork that they used. Especially, I'll say the best time they used the best teamwork was when they fought Kang. When they fought Kang, their teamwork was off the chain in that. I love that. When they fought Kang, they worked so well. When they fought the Master of Evil, it was good too. Hawkeye was fun in this. He came off very, very, pretty much like the Clint that I'm reading. The kind of the talkative, big mouth, always running his mouth, but he backs it up. It was great to see. It was really good to see all the characters from Ant-Man. I loved how they integrated Ant-Man and Giant Man. He would go from being Ant-Man, and then he'd go to Giant Man when he grew real big. I thought it was really good. I applaud them for going that, okay, we got to have maybe a guy that doesn't like to fight, a true scientist on the team. And that's what they did with Ant-Man. The Hulk. The Hulk came off very, 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 and I gotta keep stressing out, very good in this. I love the fact that they didn't go with dumb Hulk, Hulk this, Hulk that. I loved it. Thor. What can I say about Thor? He came off beautiful. Well done. This is the Thor that I was looking for in this series. He was the warrior, but he talked with that proper old English talk, that old Shakespearean talk, thee and nay and thou, and I was like, yes. It was great. The cameos from heroes were great. Mockingbird, Black Knight, Fantastic Four, in a picture, but then we saw Reed, and we saw Thing and Johnny. And I know that pleased my friend Deadpoolzilla to see Ben in there. Captain Marvel was great. They were all good. Even though I've said I didn't like the fact that they used the ultimate look for Captain Marvel. It was, I still enjoyed it. And we're gonna get the Kree Skrull War in the second season. So with a mesh-up of the Secret Invasion. So I thought that was really good. Wasp was like the youngest. She seemed like in this series they made her the youngest. I liked her costume design. I like her costume design in this instead of what they. I prefer this costume look than her classic look. I couldn't have taken that seriously. I never really liked her classic look. I liked her look. What you show right there when she had the whole all black and yellow when she did. And Panther. Panther was great. Panther was great as well. Cap and Tony, great. I know a lot of people had a little problem with Tony, his voice. He sounded too much like Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro. I'm excited, guys. Robert Downey Jr., actually. I said Robert De Niro. Sound a little bit like that, but just even a higher pitch than that. Having them go with Graviton for the team to become together was great. Instead of going right with Loki. Overall was great. I didn't mind that. That first episode, the breakout. How action-packed was that? How action-packed. Good story-driven stories throughout the whole season. Not too many fillers. No, actually, I wouldn't even say any episode were fillers. They all still had what was going on in the series from the get-go, stopping the villains that escaped from the different prisons. Favorite episodes: the Kang saga, Ultron. Anything with Kang and Ultron were great. Those, I'll say, the breakout. I love watching the first two episodes. I love watching those. Captain America, Living Legend. That's the episode. The last episode, wow, that was great. The fight between Loki and them were great. It's a Wonderful World. I think that's the name where Wonder Man first appeared. Oh, man. It was just... This show was done so well. You got to just applaud them. You just applaud what Marvel did. And showing that, you can get a good team-driven cartoon out of Marvel and not just try to showcase off of a movie that is coming out or so, because let's face it, the movie for the Avengers ain't coming out no time soon, and this was in works before the movie, and this is the true version of the Avengers in my book. Will I put this up with Justice League now? That's maybe some of my DC followers out there saying, "So, kid, will you put this up with the Justice League cartoon?" Absolutely, I will. You got a problem with that? Yeah, I will. I will put this up. I thought it was just as much good as the Justice League cartoon. No doubt about it. None of the characters were overly powerful, and that was something I did enjoy, because I didn't want, what I feared was, sure, they got Hulk and Thor on the team, but whenever Thor comes into the battle, it's over. End of story. Thor takes him out, no problem. Sorry, I got mail. I gotta check it. Hold on. But it was overall good. Overall, no character on the team outshined everybody. I love the fact that they had characters, like John, Maria Hill. She was good, even though sometimes she came off bitchy, but she was good. Nick Fury was good. I even liked how they kind of established for this how Nick Fury got his white hair a little bit. If you watch the micro episodes, Baron von Strucker sucked out some of his youth and gave him that white streak. So I thought that was cool. I didn't mind it too much, even though we know the real story, but I didn't mind it. But just the fact that they used a lot of, during the last couple episodes, they used more of the Thor mythos, the Thor Rogues Gallery. I was applauding again. I loved it, and seeing that Cap, they use Baron Zemo more than Red Skull. My guess is Red Skull will be returned, but then seeing that last episode with the Hail Hydra episode, and seeing a certain former sidekick fall out of the air with his arm missing. Nonetheless, I got to stress that, because his arm was missing. Bucky Barnes came out, and I'm like, I said, I called it. Winter Soldier is coming, and I loved it. Ultron was done beautifully. Him and Kang, being that they're the two most recognizable villains, they came off lovely. I always said, guys, that this was going to be a hit. I never doubted that this wasn't going to be a hit. I was just scared that some fans were just going to dismiss it because it's on Disney XD. So that means, they're going straight for the kids. It's not going to be, nobody's going to be punching and things like that. They're going to restrict it. But they didn't. They didn't restrict this at all. When they punched, they punched. When they smashed stuff, when they kicked, they kicked. It was never like, gotta pull punches. It's a kid show. We're on Disney. Gotta kick. No. Connect. You'll see either somebody gonna get hit, something's gonna be damaged. Yes. And that's something I enjoyed. But most importantly, story-driven stories. The character development. That was one thing I loved about this series. And I hope to pray they continue to do that for the next season and the future of the show. Personally, they're saying it's only 65 episodes. They can go more. If Disney is smart and they see what's going on, keep it going, no matter how long. Over 40 years of story to keep it going. And overall, I'll give the first season of the Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, 10 out of 10, man. Overall. And if anybody got a problem with that, tell me why you wouldn't.